Это летучая мышь.
This bat weighs 31.7 grams, an excellent winter weight.
Margarita Moisenko, an employee of the Kharkiv Bats Rehabilitation Center, weighs every bat. She sends the well-fed ones to spend winter in a refrigerator or in a hollow. They call it a VIP apartment for winter.
Such house where they are sitting is the same as their natural habitat.
Weaker bats are well-fed before wintering. The menu includes water and Zophobos larvae. Some of the pets even manage to overeat, volunteers say.
Some 7 to 13, but sometimes they are so greedy that they can eat 20, and it hides the nose like that when full.
Last month, hundreds of rescued bats from different cities of Ukraine were brought to the Bat Rehabilitation Center. More than 500 animals were sent from Dnipro. More than 10 days ago, several bats were found on the balcony of a building during repairing works. They were pulled out from under the insulation by rescuers and then brought to Kharkiv.
Every day we have new bats here in Kharkiv. Today there were 3 calls. People find rare bats in their doorways, in their apartments, sometimes groups of bats. There are bats from everywhere, from Kharkiv, Dnipro and other cities. In general, there are more than 1,500 bats here in the center.
Those bats in Zaporizhia were not that lucky. They were thrown into the trash in one of the residential areas. The volunteer found out by accident. She went to collect animals and counted almost 700 of bats. They are already awaited at the rehabilitation center.
The case in Zaporizhia is a blatant case of cruelty to animals. This is an animal. How can it be thrown into the trash? Yet it's impossible to find the villain. We have now to put bats in boxes and separate containers in buckets, separately, not to make large groups.
The Bat Rehabilitation Center in Kharkiv is the only one in Ukraine. Over the past 8 years, more than 16,000 bats of different species have been rescued here. Winter is the most difficult period of volunteers' work. The weakened and hungry animals are gathered in a small room. In order to provide assistance promptly and efficiently, Kharkiv residents urge to open branch centers for the rescue of the red book bats in all cities of Ukraine. Reported by Vadim Kramer and Natalia Bilokudria, UATV News.